Morning. I hope that by the time you watch this, there is some light at the end of the lockdown tunnel, though still a long way to go. It may be a bit of a risk this morning, but my theme is to be thankful. And once again, I've turned to the Psalms for inspiration. Helen's going to read a few verses from today's Psalm, which is number 118, which is a real thanksgiving psalm.
Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let Israel say, his love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his love endures forever. I was pushed back and about to fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things.
The opening lines include, "Give thanks to the Lord, his love endures forever." And the writer wants everyone to join in. Let Israel say, his love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his love endures forever. And a bit later, let those who fear the Lord say, his love endures forever. It's almost as though the psalmist is leading community singing and saying, all together now. And that's fine. Thanksgiving for God's love is central to the Jewish and Christian faiths, and Christians especially who have been overwhelmed by the gift of grace in Jesus should be able to say thank you. In fact, put gratitude at the centre of our worship, and Eucharist does literally in the Greek mean thanksgiving. And at our witness as well. I warm to the words of George Herbert, the poet I mentioned in a reflection a couple of weeks ago. Speaking to God, he said, "Thou hast given so much to me, give me one thing more, a grateful heart." Thanksgiving when things are going well is fairly straightforward, but we shouldn't forget it. Simple things like grace before meals, thank yous for presents or kindly acts, spontaneous thanks to people to whom we are close. These are all good things to do. The thanksgiving when times are hard is just as important. And sometimes it's easier to moan about the things that are going wrong rather than give thanks for the things that are going right. Would the psalmist have said, "Give thanks to the Lord" during lockdown? I think he would. He proclaims his confidence even during what he calls anguish, and while he is surrounded by, as he says, his enemies like swarming bees. I think he would have joined in the Thursday thank you claps for the NHS and caring services. And certainly we've had other examples of that sort of thanksgiving in recent weeks. A friend who lives on her own and hasn't been out of the house for 6 weeks wrote on Facebook, "I'm not being bombed or tortured or terrorised. I'm not in hiding or persecuted. In fact, I'm safe in my rather nice house and garden. I've plenty of food. My friends phone and text. How lucky I am." In the good old phrase, she's counting her blessings, and I'm sure most of us can do the same. Count our blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise us what the Lord has done. But, and this is a big but, having said all that, I have to mention those whose lives are very hard at the moment. Those who've lost a loved one and can't have a proper funeral. Those who are confined to a small flat with a violent partner. Those who are struggling with depression and fear. It's certainly not appropriate for us to say, "You must give thanks." That would be callous. Rather, those of us who are blessed have a responsibility to share that privilege with others, and to do this with care and compassion and sensitivity. To offer the love of Christ in whatever ways gives support and strength. Christian thanksgiving can't just stop there. It must always find an outlet in care and helpfulness, and I rejoice in the different ways in which people in Hitchin churches are helping the vulnerable through the food bank, through Feed Up Warm Up, through phase, through simple acts of kindness, through phone calls, texts, cards, any way that remembers and offers help. And I pray that the God to whom we are grateful may keep us ever sensitive and ever loving to others. I close, as I have done on a few occasions, with an old Celtic prayer. This one speaks of God compassing us, encompassing us sometimes, surrounding us and those in special need with compassion. Compassing, compassion, the words are related. And it goes like this: the compassing of God be on us, the compassing of the God of life. The compassing of Christ be on us, the compassing of the Christ of love. The compassing of the Spirit be on us, the compassing of the Spirit of grace. The compassing of the three be on us, the compassing of the three preserve us. Amen.